Subscribe and click the bell icon for television updates.
मुझे कहानियाँ बहुत पसंद है, पढ़ना भी और सुनाना भी, तो मुझे बहुत मज़े आए। यस ऑफ कोर्स कोविड ऐसी चीज़ों की वजह से जो हमारे कंट्रोल में नहीं है, तो उसके लिए मैं स्ट्रेस नहीं लेती क्योंकि जो मेरे हाथ में नहीं उसके बारे में क्या सोचना। तो ऐसे कोई चैलेंजेस नहीं थे, चैलेंजेस बस ये था कि हर मोमेंट आई स्टे ट्रू टू द स्टोरी. I try to tell an authentic story. I do justice to the faith of so many people. मतलब नेटफ्लिक्स से लेके मेरे प्रोड्यूसर और जो लोग हाँ बोलते हैं पिक्चर को, बाबिल ने अपनी पहली पिक्चर के लिए हाँ बोला है मेरे को, तृप्ति ने हाँ बोला, अमित सियाल ने हाँ बोला है, स्वास्तिका मुखर्जी ने हाँ बोला है, त्रिवेदी, all the my DOP, everybody, they say yes to you, to the script. उस faith को justify करना हर रोज, that is the only challenge because you don't want to let them down.
सिंगर्स वहाँ बैठे हुए क्या मैं क्या करूँ अभी? नहीं, मैं वरुण भाई से बता रहा था कि ये भी अच्छा गाते हैं, इन्हें भी एक मौका देना चाहिए सर. सर प्लीज सर.
जो उनसा भी याद है वो याद है.
ठीक है. कोई कैसे उन्हें ये समझाए सजनिया के मन में अभी इनकार है. जाने बलमा घोड़े पे क्यों सवार है, जाने बलमा घोड़े पे क्यों सवार है. धीरे धीरे जतन करने से दुल्हनिया के मन में अभी प्यार है. जाने बलमा घोड़े पे क्यों सवार है, जाने बलमा घोड़े पे क्यों सवार है. माहौल ऐसा लग रहा है हमारी टीम आपकी हवा से गाइए आप. हवा से कौन गाएगा? हवा से वरुण भाई आप वो वाले अंकल है जो अंताक्षरी में दोनों साइड. बट माहौल अच्छा बन गया है और इस माहौल को थोड़ा सा और बेहतरीन करेंगे. मैं रुचिका जी से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा एक बार प्लीज हमारे साथ इस मंच पर आ जाएं एंड देन वील ओपन अप द फोरम फॉर क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर. चलिए गाना ना भी गाएं, सवाल जरूर पूछ सकते हैं because that is what you are best at.
We are always unsure which one to go for next. So that's the biggest challenge working with Anvita, which one to go next. But I think the desire of her to tell stories shows on screen, and for us it is the same desire. So it's a natural fit for us.
और ऐसी बेहतरीन कहानियां मिलेंगी कहाँ? नेटफ्लिक्स पर. Okay, who's next? Sir, can we pass on the microphone to the gentleman here in the blue and yellow sweatshirt, please? Then we'll come to this side. Thank you.
Hello, good evening. Congratulations to the team. This is Raj from Sansandwani, and I'd like to ask Kala, what preparations you have made for this role, and how was the bonding with your co-actors in this film?
प्रेपरेशन की जहाँ तक बात करें, अन्विता एंड मेरा एक अभी हमने फॉर्मूला क्रैक कर लिया है जहाँ पे वी बिल्ड द कैरेक्टर फ्रॉम द एज ऑफ 5 विच इज़ व्हाट वी डिड फॉर आवर फर्स्ट फिल्म बुलबुल, एंड वी फॉलोड द सेम प्रोसेस हियर, and we build the backstory from the age of 5 up to the age that is there in the script, so that I know everything about the character, so that I know the character that I'm playing as well as I know myself. And I think that is very, very important. It really helps me understand my characters better. And since I'm playing a singer in the film, she was kind enough to take me to Goa with everybody sitting here, and we were there for 2 days. I got an opportunity to see how music is created. I got to see Amit Trivedi create magic in that room in just a span of 2 days, and all of them, I was a witness to a scene where all of them were sitting and writing their songs, and it was so beautiful because you hardly get to see something like this where contemporaries are sitting and laughing about cracking jokes and working, helping each other out. It was a rare sight, and there was so much for me to absorb. I also observed Srisha a lot while she was recording in the studio, and I remember when me and Anvita went into the studio for the first time, we had tears in our eyes when we heard her sing the first time. And it was a beautiful, beautiful experience. जहाँ तक bonding की बात करें, सबके साथ पट जाती है मेरी. It was very special to work with everybody, Babil, Swastika ma'am, Amit sir, Swanand sir, Varun sir. It was, we were just like a family working together. बहुत ही अच्छा experience रहा सबके साथ.
Hi.
Yeah.
Over here.
Yeah.
Right up. Yeah, over here. Anvita, can you take us back to your early discussions?
सॉरी यार 3 लोगों के हाथ में माइक है सॉरी मैं कहीं और दिख रहा था सॉरी आई अपोलोजाइज हाँ जी प्लीज
Anvita, can you take us back to the time when you and Amit started working on the music of this film and something that pays tribute to that golden era of both Hindi cinema music and Indian classical music must also match up, to the quality of that sound. So, what were the early discussions like, and what was the direction you took for this album?
So actually, I spoke to Trivedi many years ago in 2013 when I wrote the first draft of Kala. And I told him कि मेरे पास एक कहानी है त्रिवेदी उसमें गाने हैं तो if I ever become a director तो करेगा and he said हाँ अनविता जी कर दूँगा तो that's how it started. So many years later I came back to him and I said त्रिवेदी याद है तूने कहा था you said you'll do it. So he said yes I'll do it. Then he actually just said yes and basically that only. I took him through the film to the script. What Trivedi does is, which is very beautiful, is that he's not creating an album. He tells stories through his music. And so music is such an inherent part of Kala. What he did was he created music for the world of Kala. So it's not like हम लोग period करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. कला की दुनिया ही वो है. कला का सोचने का ढंग उसका दिल उसका दिमाग कैसा है he was just following that so it's got a familiar instrumentation of that time but they are new unique beautiful songs because they only belong to Kala and her world so I think that is what the process is.
Amit, can you expand?
Like मेरे लिए हमेशा से यही है कि I always get inspired by filmmakers. मेरा inspiration आता ही वहीं से. And when the first day, as Tripti mentioned, we were in Goa, all together jamming. So first day pe, she gave a narration and she took me into the world of Kala, which was so beautiful, so unique. And I want to tell this that Anvita, that like it's a second film, it's a 2 film down, and she has a voice of her own. Because you can say it sounds and looks like no one else's films. It sounds and looks like Anvita's film. It's Anvita. She's got a very special voice. So when she narrated the film, the whole story, the whole world, it plays in your head, and you kind of start thinking about it. And I actually slept over it, and I was thinking about it. Thinking about her character, his character, the whole world. And since music is the backdrop, and music, because she's a singer, he's a singer, it's about the stories about the singers. So first day I was petrified. I was nervous because I didn't know how to handle this subject and this era, because as you correctly mentioned that you need to do justice to this because you are touching some classic and 40s era. You better be good. So first day I was genuinely very, very nervous and very, very nervous. So I didn't do much. We actually heard the story, then we partied. As usual, we had fun. We went out, did our thing, slept over. मुझे नींद नहीं आया उस रात को because it was just playing on my head. And next morning, of course, you have to do a self-talk and push yourself, encourage yourself. Come on, you can do it. You can do this. And then one by one, slowly and gradually, I entered into this world, this beautiful world. And then in 2-3 days, it was all done. Like we didn't even know.
4 days में पूरी album हो गई थी 4 दिन.
It was all done. So yeah.
Hi, this is Vandana from Film India. Congratulations for the trailer, is very nice. I wanted to know, ma'am, you have created an era which is in 40s and 50s. So how difficult was it for you? Any challenging? And what inspired you to write this story?
So actually, I really wanted to tell a story about a mother and a daughter. And mentioning mothers, I'm really missing Swastika, who's actually playing Urmila, Kala's mother. She unfortunately couldn't be here. She's amazing in the film. So ये माँ बेटी की कहानी थी, and it was with me for a long time, and I wanted to put it down. So the fact that it is period, जब वो कहानी आई, जब वो मैं बैठी हुई थी, कॉफ़ी पी रही थी और कहानी मेरे कमरे में धीरे से चल के आई, वो उस साल को बिलोंग करती थी. I didn't force it there, I didn't plan it like that, but it belonged to that. So that's where it came from. How I created it, I think I'm very clever. I rode on the shoulders of giants. I have this incredible DOP called Siddharth Diwan. Okay, वो पता नहीं कहाँ से उसका वो दिमाग और वो talent है. उसको मेरी सारी बातें समझ आ जाती है, which I think is by itself a talent. So he just creates, he paints with light, So there's him, there's Meenal Agarwal, my production designer, who takes, हमारी बातें होती हैं about, Diwan and I will talk about Dutch Golden Age and Art Nouveau, and it's like Meenal just spins magic out of just conversations. तो वो दुनिया जो आप कह रहे हो, world building, और उसमें खड़ी होती है कला with her performance, and then she's draped in magic again by Veera Kapoor.
I mean, I was reading somewhere, a Hollywood studio boss was saying that they have priorities, they do so many projects with major stars every year, and then they set aside certain projects for first-timers or newcomers. Now, Anvita did her first film with you, but she was already accomplished by the time she did her first directorial thing, her directorial debut. Babil is coming fresh off the block. How much of a priority is investing in new talent, directorially or as actors for Netflix?
Okay, firstly, wonderful question. Thank you so much. Entertainment at its core really thrives on new stories. And it's immaterial whether it's an established voice or whether it's a relatively new voice that's telling it, because stories are talent agnostic. I think today the world is at such a wonderful place that we're telling far more stories than we've ever told in the history of entertainment. We've got so many wonderful platforms. There's anyway a theatrical window. So if you ask me, good stories find their talent. And just to put a little bit of perspective and maybe, show off also a little bit, in 2021, Netflix launched about 20 talent and 22 new directors who debuted on Netflix India. So that in itself is a feat. Do we continue to tell stories with established names? Of course. Because the beauty about stories is that they have to either surprise you or delight you. So when you come in for a certain name, you know what they stand for. Like before Bulbul happened, you're like, what's Anvita all about? What's her voice all about? Today we're sitting here a film later and saying, we love her voice and we see how she delights us further. So the first time Bulbul was a surprise, and this time Kala will be a delight. So yes, I think it's immaterial, and we'll continue to telling wonderful stories. And we're so glad that we're welcoming Babil into the world of movies and into the world of Netflix, because like we've said, that characters really find their actors, and it is immaterial whether it's your first or your 100th. And hopefully may all of them, your first and your 100th, be with Netflix.
हाँ है प्रेशर, बहुत प्रेशर. बट मैं आपको सच बताऊँ, ये 2 साल पहले जब हम शूट कर रहे, 2 years हो गया, 2 years ago जब हम शूट कर रहे थे, तब ये प्रेशर हावी पड़ता था, डरा देता था मुझे. अब डराता नहीं है, more just motivates me to get out of bed and just work. I think प्रेशर का जो डेफिनेशन है वो चेंज हो गया है मेरे अंदर.
अपने पिता की किन खूबियों को लेके आप अपने इस कैरियर को शुरू करना चाह रहे हैं? अपने फादर की जो क्या खूबियाँ जो आप, क्या
खूबियाँ हैं?
हाँ, जो मैं आपके लिए जो आप अपने साथ रखना चाहेंगे अपने कैरियर में.
मेरे फादर की जो खूबियाँ थी, आई थिंक वो लेके चले गए. अब मैं अपनी खूबियाँ एक्सप्लोर करूँगा.